Before I start, I'd like to thank those of you who showed up for my live broadcast last week. And by those of you, I mean Frank, Nico, and Vanquish S Dude was there for a second or two. Mostly Frank, Nico. Is it Frank? Should I pronounce it the French way? I don't even know. Francie. Anyway, live broadcasting is not really my thing. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. It's just sort of weird feeling like I'm on the spot, don't exactly know what to do the whole time. Played guitar for a bit, juggled for a little bit. I don't know, it was fun, but don't think I'll ever go in that direction. We'll see. So, today's video is about pet peeves, and I forget exactly who requested it, but that was a fantastic idea. So here I have in front of me a brief list of pet peeves, and I don't get annoyed by most things. I mean, like, you know, some people are annoyed by the sound of fingernails on a blackboard. I guess I am annoyed by some basic things like that, but for the most part, not so much. So, if you want to post like a video response to this or something, or just post a comment, that's fine. But let me know about your pet peeves and whatnot. So, first thing, and this isn't like a really random list because I have, like I said, some normal everyday things and some things that are a bit deeper. First thing is not so deep. iPods and people who are attached to their iPods. Sure, I have an iPod, use it every once in a while, but you know, when I'm like out in public with my friends and one of them is listening to an iPod like loud enough that I can hear the music, and I'm always like, hey, you mind pausing that or something for a sec so I can talk to you? And they're like, oh no, I can hear you. And I find that hard to believe. Well, if I can hear the music, you can't hear me. You just said the first thing that came to mind, or you were reading my lips or something, and it just happened to work out. But there's no way you can hear me when I can hear your music quite clearly. Or even if I can't hear your music, just, I mean, when you're listening to music and talking to someone, you're obviously not giving them the full attention. It's just, why would you listen to an iPod, like, in public when you're chatting with friends anyway? It doesn't make any sense. Sure, if you're, like, going for a walk or something, or if you're reading, or, I mean, that makes sense, but just, I don't know, some people really are quite attached to their iPod or MP3 player or whatever. And yeah, my second MP3 ties into that is loud music. People who are just so great that they almost listen to their music far louder than anyone else. And it's like, you can just hear their ears being eaten away by the music. And when I listen to my music, I have it just loud enough that I can hear it. You know, isn't that logical? I don't want it like so overpowering that my other senses are obsolete. I want to just be able to hear my music. You know, I want to still hear people talking to me if they have something to say. But yeah, when it's like blaring, shredding the speakers in their ears, it's like you're not even getting anything out of that. If you've ever done that, it's just sound. You don't hear music. You just hear loudness, even if it's just some guy singing to acoustic guitar. But next one. This is a bit of a different twist, but opinionated people. And you could say I'm being a hypocrite here because I was at one time, obviously, if you've seen some of my videos, very opinionated about some things. But I've come to change my views, and I respect anyone's opinion no matter how much I might disagree with it, because everyone's completely entitled to their own opinion. You know, they've come to think that way just because of their own experiences. You know, sure, it's their conscious decision, but you shouldn't blame someone for something. Like, for example, a lot of people I know are into ska music, and personally, this is no exaggeration, I'm just stating my opinion. I think ska is the worst music I've ever heard. I mean, you know, go ahead. If there's anyone out there who strongly disagrees, please voice your opinion, because everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, like, I'm not like, I guess maybe at one time I bothered them about it, like, you know, how can you listen to ska, it's so bad, but now I don't. That doesn't make any sense, because people can do whatever they want. I mean, but people bug me all about it all the time. They're like, how can you hate ska? Ska's the best music ever. And I'm like, you know, I don't know, it's not my thing. I can't tolerate it. I really can't tolerate it, but if someone else likes it, go for it. You know, I don't see how you can criticize someone's opinion. But, let's see, next one is religious people who feel that they are right and you are wrong. I mean, religious people in general, if someone is extremely Christian and their views are quite the opposite of mine, and they don't attack my views, that's fine with me. You know, people can do whatever they want. But the second someone says, you know, I can't believe you're not Christian. You're going to hell. Well, then I'm like, then I get in a debate and shoot down every view of theirs that I can. But otherwise, I find no need to attack someone's views unless they have attacked mine. You know, eye for an eye, sort of. But so yeah, just religious people who feel that they are completely correct, even if it's like an atheist person. You know, I'm atheist myself. If I hear an atheist person bashing someone's views for no reason, the person just sitting there soaking it up, you know, then I'll say something and be like, you know, what are you doing? That doesn't. It's not just particular religions in general. It's just why people feel that they are so right and others are so wrong. People need to open their eyes a little bit. Next one. A different note again. Screaming people. People, well, I don't want to come across as sexist, but normally it's girls who are screaming loudly. This isn't to say that all girls do this, but you just don't hear guys screaming loudly. I mean, like, occasionally you do, but normally it's when they're trying to be obnoxious, and of course that's really annoying as well. But, you know, like, sometimes someone will, like, spill something and a girl will, like, shriek at the top of her lungs, and it just, like, can't stand it. And I don't know if they're doing it for the attention, like, look how loud I am. But, and, you know, like, I've asked people why they shriek sometimes, and they're like, well, guys scream too, it's just not as loud. Guys don't scream, not many that I know of. You know, sure, we've got deeper voices that might be less irritating to the ear, but I don't know, I don't scream when I drop something. I might be like, oh crap, I dropped my drink. But or say I'm really startled by, like, you know, a hornet nest falls on my head. Well, okay, then I might scream. But I mean, let's see, less extreme than that. You know, if I trip and fall over, I'm not going to shriek. I just might, I don't know, shake it off, get back up. Okay, so I fall and break my finger, then I may be like, you know, ah, crap, that hurts, but I'm not going to shriek. So, oh, that didn't make much sense. But, alright, next one is using the word gay as if it's a synonym for stupid. And if you don't know what synonym means, well, look it up. People who are like, oh, that's so gay, and then I'm like, whenever I hear that, I'm always like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. You don't even have to think about it. That's like, you know, you don't hear gay people saying, oh, that's so straight. Wow. You know, yeah, that movie, that was straight. Awful. It just, you know, like, just hearing it doesn't make any sense at all, right? Or, you know, it's the same as saying, you know, oh, wow, it's so Caucasian. Yeah, that was really Caucasian movie. I hated it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then the worst is when people claim that they are pro-gay rights, pro same-sex marriage, and yet you hear them using gay, and I'll stop and be like, wait, I thought you were supporting gay people and their rights. And they're like, oh yeah, I am. I'm like, well, didn't you just use gay as a synonym for stupid? And they're like, yeah, but that's, I was just, because, you know, everyone does that. Everyone does that. Of course, if everyone does something, it's then acceptable by the general public. No. Not to me, not so much. So, that's almost as bad as disliking gay people and saying gay as a synonym for stupid. It's when you're contradicting your own views, it's like, I don't know, that's just, which side are you on? But, next one, don't really have much to say about this, but racism. I guess it sort of falls in line with the thing I just said. Judging someone because of the way they were born does not make any sense to me. That's that. Racism. Don't like it. Next one is liars, and this sort of fits in with the subject after that, being arguments. Like, it's annoying when I say something and then someone tells someone else, and then finally it makes its way back to me, and they're like, you said this? I'm like, no, I didn't say that. Where'd you hear that? And they're like, oh, so-and-so told me. And I'm like, yeah, I told so-and-so that, and that's not at all what I said. People just twist around my word and spit it back out as their own thing, and I don't know. But, holy crap, how am I almost at 10 minutes? Wow. Alright, well, I still have like 5 more categories. So I'll sum this one up. But yeah, lying can be, I don't know why you would have reason to be dishonest in the first place, unless it's a white lie and you might be protecting someone in some way or other. But other than that, don't see much sense in lying. I'll continue this in the next video. Don't want to cut myself short here, so please watch part 2.